Hello and welcome to Dell's Gaming. I'm Dell and we're starting today in the From the Depths designer. Well, I thought I'd do today a slightly different video than normal. Rather than continuing on with the campaign, I thought I'd do a little bit of a build video just to basically go through some of the elements that I go through when I'm building a vehicle, what I'm thinking about, and we'll do a little bit of time lapse on some of the actual building itself. So to start off with, the plan is to make an additional ship for our mishap squadron, potentially a bomber type of vehicle, potentially something with a little bit more clout, a few more bombs etc on it, just to try and give them a little bit more impact on their fast when they intercept some of the groups which are around 20 or 30 size. We'll see how it goes. It could be a bit of fun. Trying to build a flying ship is never the easiest of ships to build in this game, I think, but let's see how it goes. So what we're going to start thinking about first, before we start just laying blocks down, is what we intend to create. What's the primary focus of the ship? And the primary focus is going to be basically missiles. Now we're going to launched in like a bombs, similar to the way we've got the flying rays. So the flying rays launch the bombs at the top using ejectors, rather than the more traditional dropping them out of the floor of the plane. So I'm going to continue that idea and move that into a slightly larger scale. The basic overall design is going to be similar to the rays, so a long flat, or shall we say a flat wide ship with plenty of thrust, rather than being the more classical airplane pointed nose and wings type of shape. Well, we'll see how it goes. We'll make it fly one way or another. It may be more brute force than finesse that makes it fly, but with a bit of balancing we should be able to get it up in the air and able to hit a target from a reasonable range. So this will be a high level bomber, or well, high level, medium level bomber, level bombs over the target, drops lots of missiles, goes out, reloads, comes back, does the same again. So that's the basic concept, rather than necessarily being a dive bomber or any other type of combat ship. So most of its weapons will be the bombs. We will put a few other missiles on there, possibly for longer range and or self-defense purposes. So how are we going to start this? Now there's two ways you can build blocks. There's mouse mode, which I'm in now, so when I put a block it just goes wherever I have my mouse, which is one of the ways I quite like building in this particular mode myself. I find it most of the time I build like this. The other way, after pressing F3, is what I call keyboard or mouse mode. Now at times, like starting a brand new vehicle, it can be useful. If we do a new object vehicle, because it starts a block immediately in the right area. So I'm to start off this vehicle using the mouse mode, and we will start this off with some metal beams. Now one of the reasons I'm using metal is normally you would build a ship using light alloys. It's a lot easier to make it fly, quite simply, but I like the protection that the metal gives me, so that's going to be that's the reason I'm using metal here rather than the light alloy underneath. Also, all my missiles are firing upwards, so I'm going to try and not have holes in the bottom of my ship and have metal on the bottom and maybe alloy or wood on the top, because the top's not really going to take that many impacts. The impacts are going to be on the bottom of the ship. Now the width of this, let's work this out a little bit. Now the weaponry is going to be near the rear or on the front. I'm thinking of about 24 24 missiles. So let's think. That's yes, to be at that. Then I'm going to need some room for an engine, and then a couple more just to elongate it. I think that no. Okay, what we'll do is we might widen it out now, because this is the raise. I know I'm going to put on the mirror function if I can get it to work. There we go. Now the mirror function means if I build on the one side, build the other. So, okay. Now we want to make this, as is typical with the raise, it's going to be a wide-ish vehicle, a little stumpy and wide sort of vehicle, I think, on this. So I'm going to start the basic part of this building, and then I'll most probably start working on it and to speed up the film once I've got the basis. So what the plan, let's just mark out with objects roughly where things are going to go. Now we're going to need an engine in this, so what we're going to do is just lay the block. Now what we're going to have the missiles in this area, so let's just actually lay down where I think the missiles are going to go. I'm going to launch them straight up. See, 4 at the back for odds and ends. 1, that's 8. Now if we launch them on each side and then an ejector, that's going to take up about that much space. So another 4. That will give me roughly 12 on each side. That's going to give me about 24 bombs to drop. That's okay. Actually, I've got a feeling maybe we could make it a little wider and drop a few more off. Now let's see, let's just see how this is going to work. If we had a launch pad force facing up on each side, and then we need an ejector to force the missile up. We'll just put that on there at the moment. I don't like it that way around. I think I'll prefer it, there we go, like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's going to be our basic missile. Now if I wanted to, I could either stagger the rows and make this a little wider, or go for longer. Now this is going to be a wide ship, so I reckon it's going to go out here. So I reckon we could maybe fit another row in actually, either side, and have this up to quite a considerable number of missiles. I might stagger. Let's try doing this. So, second idea. Let's go a little bit more, a little closer. So we're going to double up on the missiles, and we'll need the missile 6-way controller still. Now where can we put those? Now we can either go out to there, or we can run along here. It's a bit of a waste of material, but the only problem here, I now need the ejector, so the ejector's going to have to go. I've got a much nicer, much neater looking ship. Let's put that there. I have a plan, because sometimes making it look nice can be as important as, you know, anything else. This will also be slightly a defensive maneuver, a defensive mechanism as well. So okay, now we get the ejector add-on. One goes there and the other one will go there. So yeah, we'll stagger those going along. Now that will only give us the 24, and then we'll do the same on the outside. So I'm going to put it up to a roughly 48 mishap, sort of if my calculations are roughly right. Now on the outside one, we can do a launch pad every one, and then just put the ejector add-on on the inside of each one. Yeah, that'll work. So this center one will be solid, that'll be defensive, and we'll put a defensive block in here going up, just to ensure that no if we do take any damage, it's not going to blow the whole ship up. Okay, yeah, that's not too bad. I like that. So that will be the basic area. We'll need to make it a little bit wider now. Just to add a little bit of width. Okay, now what we would do is this area here will be potentially AI and other parts of the ship, nicely in the center, so about 4, somewhere in this sort of area. We'll just if we make this end here, that will give us enough space to connect all up, and our AI etc can stay on this top here, or maybe on this edge here. Right, next we're going to need an engine. So we'll just start by putting the engine block down. Whoops, we're going to make it face in one direction. There we go. Right, we'll start it. Where should we start it? We're going to start it here. Okay, we're already looking like we might need a bit more space. Now, how big an engine are we going to need? Now, this is going to need a fair bit of power, I reckon, to fly, because we're going to need quite a few thrusters on this damn thing. So, whoops, we need some crankshafts. We'll go for one of my raised triple designs and see how that goes. So let's see, that would be, need some left and right connectors, there and there, and an engine, oops, not engine block, where are we, cylinders, and then some carburetors in on every connection and in the centers, you name it, it's going to be connected to it. Anywhere else I'm missing? Oh, there's one down there, one in there. That's the one I went to put, not that isn't supposed to go there. Okay. Okay, so we've got a nice little bit of power so far. Right, now we start putting turbochargers on, superchargers. In there, and there, and down there. And then the rest of it is all fuel tanks. And we'll see what sort of power we end up with after all of this. I'm not sure how much space underneath these. Let's see, it's got 4. Yeah, I can go up one more because well, we've got space available. Right, is there anywhere I've missed? I'm just there. Is that one? Yeah, just one there. One there. Oh, no one there. No one there. One there. Anywhere else? Anywhere else? Anywhere else I can fit one? I think that's it. Right, so what power has that given us? 1,200. I think that will be plenty of power. More power than we need actually. We'll be able to fit some shields, I think, with this. Maybe put some shields underneath, on the front, underneath, and on the rear, just to help protect it. Now, this hasn't left me much room, so I think I'm going to have to elongate it by 1, just to give myself somewhere to sit. Yes, because I'm going to need to sit down on this somewhere, so I put my control down. So we will be sitting somewhere like, yeah, that will do. Maybe that might be a bit close, put some armour and stuff around the front, but I like being near the front. No point in being at the rear. We'll make sure we've got plenty of shield, so that'll be the important bit. Yeah, okay, right. So that's going to be the basis of this plane. We'll put the vehicle controller behind me, it doesn't really matter. We'll put control blocks here on the sides with some any other controls. Maybe put the AI just here, so the AI is near me. I might put the AI down here so it just controls it. It depends how many weapons we've got. We might just put the missile AI blocks here. We'll put the main AI just behind me. Ammo boxes, we will move away from the base and move up. Okay. The basic structure that will then come out. Let's just put just get an idea, just some wood blocks. How far we're going to go out. I might extend the width of this out with the metal out a little bit further. Now a lot of this will be yes, yeah, that'll be good. And then here it will come out a little bit in this sort of format. I might change this for metal. We are mainly a metal plane. We'll see if we can metal and wood. Somewhere like this. That's looking reasonable. Yeah. I'm liking this. Then mainly back, just go back to near the rear. So most of this side part will be the wings, I think. Now this is just a layout. This may actually I'll raise up a bit. I need to find where the center level of the ship is going to be. So what I will now do is most probably finish off the missile system here, get the main body filled out a little bit further, just fill that in so we've got that as a basis, so it's ready to then work out where the wings and where the center. So this will be the most of the weight is going to be in this center section. As you can see, it's going to be quite tall. We'll have the body go just about level. On the flying raid, these missiles were slightly proud. And we will slightly be proud still on here. We'll put some slopes up, but just a single slope. So we're going to go up about 3 or 4. So our actual top of the ship will be here, back on this section, and this will just pop out possibly. We'll see how that goes. We might take off the top few bits of this engine just so it fits in, or we might have them sticking out. Again, it's out the top of the ship, so I'm not too worried. Right, so I may well do this as time-lapse. I'll just shorten it down. I haven't done that with a video yet, so that could be a bit of fun. So hopefully see you in a little bit once I've filled out this body section a little bit. Welcome back to well, it's not quite so flying. It is called the Albatross. Yes, it's a little heavy at the moment. I've got plenty of power available, so basically I've just got to give it some more thrust, I think, to get it up into the air. I've given it a fair few wings. It's if you could see the building process, there's actually a double wing here. I thought I'd give that a go. So there's actually two thicknesses of wing. See if that would give it enough lift to get up. It's a bit square, I must say, but you know, I didn't say it was going to be a pretty aircraft. This was just going to be a tough. I want this just to be a tough son of a bitch, basically. That's the plan at the moment. This is just going to be 1, tough SOB, flying high, can take damage from the Onyx Watch's guns, and just continues to fly no matter what's thrown at it. That's the intention. At the moment, it's not quite working as I would like, but it's getting there. I think aesthetically, it's yes. Well, it's not necessarily the prettiest aircraft in the world. Never did say I was any good at design. I'm not an artistic person, really. Oh, I forgot to mirror. Oh, I forgot the mirror line. Never mind. I'll do it quickly now. Whenever I start building, I forget about that bloody mirror line. Never mind. Right, let's just get back to where I was and see if we can get this a third. What I'm going to try and do, just to see if this would have an effect, is put a third wing on. So tri-wing. Oh my god, this is going to be a bit. Maybe I should call this the Behemoth. There is one in game called the Colossus already, so that one's taken. But you never know. This could. Let's see if. I haven't tested to see whether multiple wings has the effect that I'm thinking. Even though the way this game works, you don't have to actually have airflow. As long as you have the wing attached, it will generate lift. Right, is that enough lift to get it airborne? We have flight. Okay, now I might change some of these to make these all rams at the front, but we actually do have flight. My god, it's an ugly beast. Ugly mofo this is. Just ugly. But it's all mine. Right, some couple of little things. We need to put some AI in here. I haven't tested to see what the weapons will actually be like. It seems to, that's maybe a little too much lift now. It's gone straight into the into space. So we'll take a load of these engines off the bottom, because they're possibly generating a little too much lift. Right, now we'll go back. What I would like, I've forgotten the mirror lines on, is make it so it just flies, just lifts out the water, and then add a few more. I tend to find that's the most efficient way to do this. So let's see if what that's like. See if that's still too much, or is that going down? It is actually going down now. So what I've now got to do, let's take the speed all the way off, so then get into the water. Now I was thinking armaments here. Now because we've got this nice big deck here, we've got the missiles. Hopefully that's a reasonable design for the missiles. I've sort of made it look reasonable, and hopefully it'll work. Won't hit myself. That would be somewhat problematical. So I'm hoping it'll fly about 300 meters. If it goes above that, too much. No, that looks about right. Let's take that one off and see if that still flies like that. That might have been just a bit too much, maybe. Yes, it can't continue to fly at that one. So let's give it some small jet engines underneath here. See if we can get it to get back, stay in the air. So that will give it some upward thrust. There we go. And hopefully it will counteract that itself and say, oh, I need to go down again. I think once this is flying, this is going to be faster than the skates. it's turning, but not amazingly well. Right, 350 going down. It is going down as a little bit. So okay, that's not too bad. That's good. That's good. We'll give it some. Those, no, they're a bit above the lines. Let's put them here. Is that good? Some of the thrust. There is a balancing card you can add, which balances the thrust quite nicely. Right, let's see what happens if it will take off from the water. That's one of the reasons I have the nice big propeller on there. So let it land in the water. So let's imagine it's I might take off these stabilizers for the moment, because they're going to get blown off anyway. So let's think, right, okay, so we're in the water, so let's see if it will take off from the water. So nothing there. So what we would need to do is give it full water drive as well, get that huge propeller going, get the hydrofoils pushing up, get enough speed to get out of the water, skim a little bit. I think that's going to get up. Yes, that can get out of the water on its own. So what we will do is got a couple of little control blocks just for that water, to help with the water boost. Right, so on this side we'll have, right, if it goes into the water, if the altitude is less than, say, 10, then desired speed, water speed goes up to 5. Yeah, okay. And the hydrofoils, if the altitude less than 20, then hydrofoils will go plus 45. Right, that will just set that as a general process. Okay. Let's make sure these are actually connected. Did I put I did, and I just need to set some limits. Right, no minimum range, maximum range, say set to about 500. And I always, once I get enough items, I like to just spawn something in, something nice and simple, like a Sea Viper, and just see how it does. Right, there's the missiles. Where is the Sea Viper? Ooh, so now we can see what its pitch is like. No, it can't turn that much. We're going to have to mainly use rudder control. So let's change that. So most extreme roll, yes, let's just take that down. Let's take, say, 45 degrees for the most extreme roll, and yeah, we don't need it to be that accurate, and only roll if you need to roll by 40 degrees. Okay, let's see if that did it take off on its own. There we go. Right, where is this Sea Viper? There he is. Oops. But he is actually 600 meters away, so something's wrong with my my settings here somewhere. Oh, I've got lots of space in here, so we've got plenty of space to be able to put some more items in here in some way. I just don't know what yet. That's There's that. There's the weapons. Oh, okay. Let's see. Maximum range 500. We'll say 500 for the moment. No minimum range. Everything else is fine. So just set this. Let's right. It's turning 45 degrees. Hopefully it's gonna. Yeah, we've loaded up. It's now arming up its thing. Is it coming back again? Not yet. It's not coming back onto the target. Let's make sure we have still got a target. We'll put a vanguard down there somewhere. Now you can see it's dragging its tail a little bit, to say the least. Okay, we're going to have to give it a little bit more turn than that when we've got an extreme angle, otherwise it's never going to turn over there. So this is sometimes a balancing act. So okay, we'll set it to go to about, say, 50 degrees. Will it do a 50-degree turn? You've got to find enough turn so that it will aim for the target without losing too much height. Okay, that's slipping. It's slipping in. It is turning, but not wonderfly. It's constantly going up though, so I think altitude's not a problem. So let's give it we can give it a tighter turn than that. It's not losing altitude. If anything, it's gaining altitude. Right, so we'll send it to 60 degrees. Let's see if a good 60-degree turn will put it in. Might need some more tail fins. Okay, that has sort of got it over target. How far away is the target now? 500 meters. That's a little far away, so it's because of its altitude. It's gone a little high on the altitude. Let's bring it. Oops. I want to take control of air. Let's bring the power down. Let's let it come down in altitude. There we go. Once it's at the right altitude, these all start firing. And I don't think I've set up my missiles correctly yet. Actually, these missiles aren't actually set up right. I think they're just a standard missile. I should go and sort these out before I do too much else. Right, so we have a short range thruster. I've got to remember the setup of these that have about a 4-second delay. Fins, a couple of fuel tanks, a augmented. Try and remember what else I had. I may have only had one fuel tank. Let's see how these do. No, they didn't go as planned. So Q. Okay, need 6 seconds. Augmented target. Try and remember what else I had set on the. Whoop, getting a bit close to the hills there. This could be bad. Could be very bad. Yes, that could be very bad. Yes. Hills, the death knell of most of these most airplanes, it seems like. And I haven't put any this is going to build mode. Okay, so end result so far not that exciting really. I think I might go for a redesign. We'll save it there and reload it. Welcome back. We have a little reworking of some of the controls, some of the the AI settings, and getting the correct missiles in here. We are now doing a nice little bit of damage. When that comes in, they all fire off, and they'll quite happily take out quite a few ships. So that's good. We'll put a quick Marauder in there. Marauder's always a good one. This also has its own little missile system. Don't want to attack salvage. There we go. So it's coming in. It loses a little bit of altitude in the turn, but not too much. Hope it's not in the turn for too long. I'm doing increase the attack range a little bit, just so it goes a little further out, then comes back in to do the attack, and then during that it can get its altitude back again. So I might just change that. So let's see, against a Marauder, nice set of missiles. Now what I might do is some slightly larger, more powerful missiles. These will be the close range. You can see whoops, let's go back down here. Where are we? That should have done a nice wodge of damage there. You can see that just went straight through the bottom of that ship, which is excellent. Just the sort of thing I wanted it to do. Missiles could be a little bit more powerful. Let's see how far away it is when it's turning. Yeah, it's going quite far out, but not too far, only 1,000 meters, which isn't too bad. Then it should come back in again and find its target. On the way back in, that's a big target, I must admit. If something did shoot, well, I haven't put the shields in yet. That's one point. So here we go. There's its missile barrage coming back in. Yes, lovely, 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 lovely. So not bad, not bad. Something I haven't checked is how expensive this ship is. I've used a lot of wood on this, so 200. Yes, it's about not too bad. In the campaign, we've got quite a lot of metal now. Now I've used it's a lot of metal underneath. Oops, I've got a little one missing there. Let's just fix that. So there is quite a bit of metal in this, but that was intentional to make it last. You know, the metal. A lot of the metal's underneath. So if it gets hit from underneath, now the wings are a potential point of issue. Don't know how much of the wings it needs to actually survive, but we'll see how it goes. I quite like these missiles, they're quite good. I could increase the number of missiles or make them a little bit bigger, but I quite like this design and the way they are. I could change the top for metal, just to, if we find it's getting taken out a little too easily by some cannons. As I said, I am going to put some shields on, so we're going to put shields on the front, one long thin shields to sort of semi-protect the wings as well as everything else, and a heavy shield in the centre, and then I'll have one shield that cover the bottom and one to cover the rear. We've got quite a lot of energy available, so that's not a problem. This is a weird ass design. As I said, I will add some slightly larger missiles for and some forward firing self-defense missiles. So I might put them. Oh, we've got plenty of room inside, so I might follow the other Ray's design and have them go through somewhere over here. Maybe 2 or 4 of them through a gap just here, maybe. Yeah, that looks about right. Through there, 4 of them, 4 missiles firing through there, or maybe 3. We'll see. Fairly long range, so we won't have a. They can be the long range hitters. Infrared, they can go against air vehicles or land vehicles. I might put a cannon on here. We're debating about that. I'll have a think. I'm not so sure on a cannon. Speed wise, it's actually faster than the flying rays. Might have to make them a little faster. I put so much power in this to get it to fly. It's become a bit of a hot rod in the end. But generally okay for a quick little foray into aircraft. I'm happy. Let's save the vehicle. So we'll bring that into the mishap squadron once I've done the other little changes, and we'll put them against one of that little force which is barricading one of my recon balloons. So that may be the next video, or I might. The other element I want to build is a land-based radar station come defensive platform for certain areas, and replace the recon balloons with something which can hold its own against a largish force. So we'll see which comes first. Yeah, actually I quite like the idea of building one of the defensive platforms. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this. We'll see how this looks on the video. Please like and subscribe. Oh, it's a late time here. Until next time, have fun.